Hi everyone, Jordan Ray here with another Google Apps Scripting video. In this video I'm gonna show how to really traverse the document app with AppScript. A guy named Nicholas commented on one of my other videos asking about how he could read in from a document created by DocAppender. DocAppender is another great add-on where you can use forms to create documents. So I kind of mimicked the same format that he was using, and what we're going to do is we're going to take these IDs and turn them into images and links. So let's get started. Okay, let's dive right into the script editor. And the first thing we have to do is put right onto our toolbar. We need to create, and let me give this project a name, call it ID to image. And the first thing we want to do is give it an onOpen function. That's going to put a link to our function right on the toolbar. So we need to add to the document app. We need to first get the UI, and we need to create the menu, and we're going to call it ID to image. We're going to add item, and we'll call it run, and we'll call it run ID to image. I don't know why I made it such a complicated name, but we will go with that. Add the whole thing to the UI. Let's create our function. Function run ID to image, and just leave it as a stub for right now. To really add this to our toolbar, we can just run it right from the script editor. So I just select the function onOpen, hit play, and in our document we should see that ID to image. Now we've got two of them now because I did a little test run of this earlier, but we're going to be using this one here, ID to image. And then let's go ahead and code out our function. We need to do a couple of things here. First, we need to get the document, and we're going to save it into a variable called doc. Which is called document app.getActiveDocument. We need to get the body of the document, and we'll just take doc, and we'll say get body. And we need to get all of the tables that are in the body, because you can see here we've got two tables. You know, this could be as many as you want. Maybe you could even select just one table out of there. But first we have to get all of the tables. And we'll say body.getTables. Oops. Body.getTables. Now we've got to loop through those tables to extract information from each one of them. And I'm going to use a simple for loop. Declare an I variable, incrementer. And as long as that I is less than tables.length, we're going to run what's inside here, and then we are going to increment that I. So I'm going to first do var table equal tables I. Let's just extract the current table that we're working with into a table variable. And I think that'll still work, so we can still use the autocomplete. Well, anyways, we're going to find out here in a minute. The autocomplete is super helpful if you don't remember every single API call in Google Apps Script, which I do not. I'm getting more and more familiar with them, but I don't remember every single one of them. So it's very helpful to use that autocomplete. Then we need to get the cell where the ID is located. So let's declare ID cell table dot. This is the autocomplete that I'm talking about here. It shows us all of the methods that we can run, and it still does work there. So perfect. We need to go ID cell get row, I believe, get row, and we want the first row because it's a 0 indexed thing here. So this row, this table row is going to be row 0, and then this row is going to be row 1. Then in that row we're going to get the cell, and again it starts from 0. So this is going to be row, this row here, and I'll zoom in here a little bit, maybe it makes it a little clearer. This row is going to be row 0, sorry, column 0, and this is going to be column 1. So row 0, row 1, column 0, column 1. So to get that, we need to go to row 1, column 1. It seems like it would make more sense that it would be row 2, column 2, but that's one of the difficulties of 0 indexed based systems, getting used to that. So let's get the cell, and like I said, it's 1, not 0. Okay, so then we've got our ID cell, and we want to get the actual ID, and we'll say ID cell dot get text, and we've got our ID saved in there. Now some of these things can all be chained together. We could actually just run all of this in a single line, but to make this as clear and explicit as possible, we're going to do it this way. Now we're going to take that ID and we're going to get an image. Let's say image equals drive app.getFileById, and it's already got that ID filled in for us. Perfect. And then, yeah, we'll just do getFileById. And then we need to actually append that image into that ID cell. So we're going to say ID cell dot, we want to clear it out. We want to clear that cell out. We want to delete everything that's in it. Then we want to say append image, and we're going to, inside here, we're going to put image.getBlob. Perfect. Now, if we run what we have right now, that should do exactly what we're looking for. Let's find out. And it's going to ask you for some permissions. That's fine. As long as you're typing the code and you trust yourself. Let's see here. And, oh, there we go. So let me zoom out again, get back to normal resolution. So it's such a large image that kind of bumped it down into the next page. That is fine. Oh, and it just even notified me that I connected my project to my account. Well, let's fix that. So Control Z to get back to where I started here. So it's working, but it's not ideal. This appended image that we're going to create here with the append image method, we're going to save that into an appended image variable. And then I'm going to create some other variables here. Image height equals appended image.get height. We're going to divide by 10. And then we're going to do image w equals appended image.get width. And we're going to divide that by 10. Make that a little bit better inside that cell. Fit right in there. Now we actually have to set those variables on the image. Appended image. And we're going to set the height, the image h. We're going to set the width to image w. And you can see here I didn't assign this to a variable. No need to right now, because that's going to be the point of our running the script. So now we've got some manageable images here. Now, all well and good. One final thing, I want to make it so that there's a link to the image assigned to the variable, and there's a method assigned to the appended image, and there's a method called, I think it's set link URL. I think that should work. Set link URL, and we need to actually get a URL for that. So let's, after we get our image here, I'm using these, so this is called method chaining. I believe it's called method chaining. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. But all I'm doing is just running one method after another. It's passing variables from one service to another so that you can chain them together, as opposed to putting everything in 3 lines. And at the end of the video, I'll come back and I'll show you how you can like clean some of these things up. So I want to get the file by ID, and then I want to actually get the URL. Actually, I don't want to do this on one line. Sorry. Let's call this var URL equals image.getURL. Put that in its own variable, which you'll see I'm then passing into set link URL right there. Save that code, saving the code, and let's run it, see what happens. Running the script, turning my IDs into links, and there we go. Got some sort of link right there. You may run into an issue where you don't have permissions. If you haven't given it permission to link to that image, somebody may not actually be able to follow that link. And I think you can add view permissions with the Drive app. Get file by ID, and then let's do set shareable, no, set sharing. Yeah, set sharing. Let's see. Drive app dot access dot anyone with the link, and then I want to do drive app dot permission dot view, and that'll give access and permissions to that image file, so you can actually share that URL if you run into that problem. Now I was talking about method chaining here, and the way you can do that, really, because I only use this table variable here, and then I only use this ID cell, well, I use actually, so I'm appending it down here, so I actually need the ID cell variable, but we can actually just skip creating this table variable here, and we can do tables I, and I'm going to replace that here. And you'll see now I've got everything all on one line. First we get the row, and then we get the cell, and that returns into this ID cell variable. So hopefully this was helpful. I just wanted to show a cool way to use the document app to kind of enhance your documents. Please share with other teachers, subscribe, comment. Let me know if there's any mistakes I made that you or improvements I could make to my coding, or if this gives you any ideas that you'd like to see in a future video. So let me know, and I will talk to you soon.